Date: March 28, 1998 at 1 hour 26 minutes and 15 seconds. Well, my fictional friend finally had time tonight to drink a full dose of this ayahuasca brew. See my previous post, Ayahuasca Rules, for details of ingredients and preparation. He drank about 2/3 of the brew over about 15 minutes. It kicked in before taking the last shot even. Getting it down was hard. He did it in shot glasses, and thought that it was a horrible bitter and yet sour brew. Also, like sucking on a persimmon, the stuff made my gums and lips feel puckered up, dry, and nasty. About 20 minutes after the last shot, the peak effects were reached. He had planned to down the other 1/3 at this point, but, frankly, forgot to. Wasn't needed anyway. A very nice, strong trip. Extremely visual, with things jumping from one location to another, perspective seeming all wrong, etc. Nice closed-eye visuals. There was a very mild nausea that hit before the peak, but it was gone and forgotten before he hit the peak. Smoking a bowl of pot probably helped, but it was almost unnoticeably mild nausea. Strange effect he got. Walking around, he noticed his sense of balance being slightly off, and he tended to lean to the side to compensate for this. Also, it gave some mild gas at one point as it first kicked in. Mental note to consider adding Beano to future mimosa-based ayahuascas. Must be the fiber or something. Smiley face. Peak lasted unusually long for an ayahuasca trip, almost 2 hours. At 3 hours, there are still some effects. Fairly strong still, but still, past the peak. My fictional friend had great mental clarity on this trip. He was listening to Celtic harp music, and came up with several interesting solutions to some Perl programming problems he had with some projects at work, just lying on his bed listening to music. Ideas seemed to come to him, fully fleshed out, from out of nowhere. Near the end of the peak, my friend decided to try smoking some Salvia divinorum. In another flash of inspiration, he decided trying to smoke a joint of Salvia might be worthwhile. He'd never seen references to anyone trying smoking Salvia anyway other than bong hits, and also it seemed it would be easier than trying to pack bong hits while the DMT was making the bowl seem to move around. Great idea. He rolled an average size joint, and lit it up. He smoked a little over half of it, holding the hits for a long time, and was simply unable to smoke more. He put it out, and lay down to receive the combined wisdom of Salvia and ayahuasca. It was very intense, and quite undescribable. He will most definitely try smoking a Salvia joint again while not under the spell of DMT. Should also be interesting to see what happens when he combines the roaches into another joint. He wonders if salvinorin A in the smoke will be deposited in the roaches. Probably. The mimosa-based ayahuasca seems much stronger than psychotria-based ones my fictional friend has previously tried. The taste, however, is worse to an equal extent as the effects are better. A lot more bang for the buck, though. There also seems to be a wonderful synergy between ayahuasca and salvia.